My name is George W. Sims, S-I-M-S. I'm known as Bill. I retired from the Army as a full colonel after 30 years of commission time. I started out as a chaplain in July of 1944. I was a first lieutenant and did my training in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I was assigned to an evacuation hospital, the 138th. The 138th Hospital, Evac Hospital, was a forerunner of the MASH that we've become familiar with in the Korean War. We were to be a frontline unit. Went to Germany in spring of 1945 and moved into a 1,000-bed hospital. And even the personnel slept in hospital beds while we were on active duty in Germany. We did take a lot of patients and take care of the wounded, and was there when the war was over. And they moved us to southern France to go aboard, to go to Manila to be a part of the invasion of the Japanese homeland. We stayed there until in August, and in August we shipped out one morning, and 4 days went past the Rock of Gibraltar and on out into the sea. We would go through Panama Canal and on to Manila, a 32-day trip on the water. We had spent a lot of time just sitting around talking about just if we could just go home. That was the most homesick group of people you ever saw in your life. If we'd just spend one day, it would be all right to go on to the Pacific. But we were so homesick that way. We were loaded up and we moved out, and during the night of the third day at sea, the captain came on the ship and said, "This is the captain. The Japanese have surrendered. The war is over." And we, happy day, the war's over. We're still going to Manila. And we wasn't too happy about it. And our hearts were heavy. Next afternoon, the captain came on the loudspeaker again, and he said, "This is the ship's captain. Our destination has been changed to Boston." I don't know what else he said. I don't know how long his speech was. Nobody ever heard another word. That whole ship went crazy. We were going home. And the prettiest sight I think I ever saw in my life is the front end of that ship as it began to move from the southwest to the northwest, heading toward Boston. We were going home, and we did. When I got into Boston, I called my wife, who thought I was out in the Pacific somewhere, and she cried. And I paid for a whole long-distance call, and she never said a word, just cried. But that's all right. I was coming home.